What we have here is a harvesting operation. We're felling a 45-year-old Sitka spruce crop, and what we're felling here is logs for the local sawmill industry. So the first cut of the tree will go into construction for roof trusses, floor joists, and in the middle section of the tree we take logs for Kronospan. That goes into pallet industry and fencing. Top of the tree we'll harvest small roundwood, and that goes into MDF for boards. What you see is, as he's harvesting, he uses a brash from the timber to create a road. Now the road, although important for him, is much more important for the forwarder because he makes several passes, and what he's doing is protecting the soil underneath. The brash from that he's made the road with is recycled as nutrients into the soil and helps with the restock and the young trees. What we have here is the first thinning operation. We're removing 1 row in 8. So for every 8th row of trees we will remove completely, and we'll do a selection on the first 2 rows either side. What we're trying to achieve is let light into the crop, open up the crowns and make the trees grow so they put on girth and they put on height, basically increasing the volume per hectare. We'll only do 1 thinning on a softer site, a more exposed site, and 2 thinnings on a good site. So on this one we'll come back in about 5 years' time and clear fell this site. If you look at a normal forest, an old growth forest, you would see deadwood, brash, things like that. So we leave a proportion of dead trees on the ground, and we leave a proportion of dead standing timber. And then what we're trying to do there is replicate the fungus, the lichens, and the habitat of a normal forest. All our forest operations are, they meet all the current government guidelines and the government forestry standard. We're also, all our forest portfolio is 100% FSC, so we manage our forest to the UK Woodland Assurance Standard. When we're planning our operations, we look at archaeology on the site, whether or not there's protected areas such as protected habitat. We walk the site to look for rare birds, mammals, protected areas of waterland, wetlands. The Kronospan staff would then mark these areas off so they're protected from the operation itself. I liaise with colleagues in Austria and in Germany. We've been over to see how they do things in Germany. We've picked up some ideas because they have a different approach to us. We're very much a plantation, very much a commercial forest, where they use different silvicultural systems to us, more of a selection system where they use natural regeneration. And although we can't transplant that into our forest completely, we can certainly use it in certain areas. The trucks that take the timber directly to our railhead, we'll move about 70% of our timber from this area to the railhead. Now that takes, if you imagine, 70 to 80,000 tonnes of timber that we can keep off the rural roads, keep off the motorway system heading south. All our timber leaves under our FSC registration number, and everything has a chain of custody, so we can prove an audit trail all the way back to a particular forest.